As a high school student, I loved art classes, all of them. I enjoyed drawing, painting, ceramics. I loved the idea of creating imagery. My senior year of high school, I was deeply impacted by my two favorite teachers, Mr. Lowe and Mr. Slackton. Yes, both art teachers. They both had this love and passion for creating art, but they also engaged with others to help them enjoy the process of image making. In that year, I decided I wanted to become like my mentors, create and teach others to create. At that time, I decided to become a high school art teacher. But now I know that my career path is more complicated than that. I'm currently a high school art teacher, but I have learned I want to do more than just teach art. I want to instill a sense of image making and creativity in my students. After high school, I enrolled at Hope College to begin my formal training as an educator. I didn't love the classes. It seemed to me that I was jumping through a lot of hoops that had nothing to do with my goals. I got through 3 years of this before I couldn't do it anymore. I quit. I packed up what I needed and rode across the country on my motorcycle. I went to visit my older brother. I drove from Michigan to Texas. I took what I could fit on my motorcycle pack, a tent to camp, and my camera. I didn't know it at the time, but this was a return to my origin, as Green explains. He says, your interests must transcend the field itself. On this trip that lasted 6 months, I began making images with my 35 millimeter film camera and remembering that love I have for creating images. On my trip, I contemplated a lot about my life and love for image making, but realized that I also had a passion for sharing my image making skills with others, teaching and learning among like-minded people, students. I was on a false path. Green says a false path in life is generally something that we are attracted to for the wrong reasons. I realize now that my impatience took me on this false path. I was lucky enough to have realized that I needed to return to school to finish my degree. After 1 year of traveling, I returned to school and finished my degree to become a teacher. As I began my teaching career, something was missing. I wasn't making the connections I thought that I would with students. I wasn't creating my own work like I thought I would. After 2 years, I felt like I was becoming just another burnt out art teacher. I needed a change. I needed to follow Green's strategy for letting go of the past. I needed to adapt. I changed schools. I changed what I was teaching, how I was teaching, and why I was teaching. Being a, quote, art teacher did not allow for the creative, hands-on approach I had been searching for. I found a position as a graphic communications teacher in a technology education classroom. The creative possibilities have been endless, and the connections I have made with my students are memorable. I feel that my passion now has allowed me to follow Green's strategy of occupying the perfect niche. Green states that in some ways, this niche corresponds to your uniqueness. This is true in my current situation. I have had the opportunity to develop as an image maker along with my students. I have adapted and molded the courses I teach to encompass a broad range of image making possibilities, allowing the creative process of both students and teachers to guide our learning. When examining Green's final strategy, Find Your Way Back, I see myself working through the process, understanding that I have had some success as an educator. I feel I have mastered some areas of my field, but I also have much more to learn, discover, and create. I have identified 2 goals to help me continue this path of mastery. First, for the next 4 weeks, I will create a new piece of art each of the weeks. This will continue to keep my creative abilities sharp and working at a high level. Second, before September 1st, I will update old lessons to focus on creativity strategies for beginner students. These 2 goals will help me to fulfill my life's task to be an amazing creative and educator.